Maybe you should pull the fucking trigger.
Pull the trigger. Ain't nobody gonna do.
Quarterfinals: Uruguay versus Portugal. I mean, round of 16.
I
Sorry.
think this will be Uruguay's.
Portugal, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say Portugal as well.
You know why I think Uruguay? Because they would have topped
give
the
me a
group
chance.
and have all the momentum.
But Portugal know how to win knockout games. I think they showed in the Euros. They might not play the best football, but they can still win the game. So I think, and Ronaldo's had a pretty good end to the season. So I think he can drive them through.
I mean, it depends on others' votes. Danish, who do you vote for?
Portugal.
I mean, Uruguay is good. There's nothing really against Uruguay, but I
Yeah,
just
no.
think Portugal's better in this case.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we agree Portugal.
Yeah,
I think
France,
France, I
Argentina.
think France have an insane team.
France is strong inside out. It's going to be France.
Although
Brazil-
both managers
They have
are really
good
bad.
squad depth.
Brazil, Mexico, again, we can say Brazil on this.
Brazil
There shouldn't be much debate.
win pretty easily.
But this one should
Belgium,
be.
Colombia.
I feel like
Belgium.
Colombia will win this.
Belgium.
I would say Belgium. I think they have
I'd give the advantage just to Belgium just because of how strong their attack is.
But then
And
their
if
manager
anything,
is-
Fellaini to score last minute header. If
Wait,
anything.
Everything is not dependent on the manager. It's also about player. Not
I
everything.
mean, look at France. They
Point
had
is
beat like Deschamps and they reached the Euro finals. That tells you a lot.
bad manager.
Huh?
West Ham did well under David Moyes.
Like he's a bad
That is-
Yeah, wait, Karan, why do you think Colombia's going to make it anyways?
Colombia is going to make it because like they're more experienced compared to Belgium. Like last year they made it out of the round of 16 as well, and most of the core of their squad is still intact, which dominated the World Cup 4 years ago. Plus they've
Dominated the
added
World
the
Cup.
likes of Falcao.
They didn't
What kind of
dominate.
I mean,
world are you living in?
they won every single match before losing 2-1 to Brazil. I don't know what you're
Before
talking
losing to
about.
Brazil, who did they beat? I would say Belgium. They have too many
Yeah,
good players
Belgium.
not to beat Colombia, I think. And they
And about the manager thing, Crystal Palace did well under Roy Hodgson. That doesn't mean Roy Hodgson is a good manager.
For
but
Crystal
they still did
Palace,
well.
he is. Just like he was a good manager for Fulham, but he wasn't a good manager for England. It's all about the fit.
Yeah, but I think Belgium have too many good players.
If you're telling me that Carrasco at left wing back is a smart choice, then I don't know what.
You know, they're not necessarily going to play that system in all the games. They're going
they
off.
are. That's the plan A. That's how they played in qualifying. So are you telling me they're going to change
When
now?
they play against these bigger teams, you know he's not that much of an idiot. He can change the formation or whatever.
You do know he has
Yeah.
one of the leakiest defenses in Premier League history ever. So it's
You
it's a
can't-
tendency. It's a tendency
You have to look at the
that-
defense. They have Vertonghen, Alderweireld, and Courtois. That's an incredible back.
And company.
Company is a doubt,
Company.
but yeah, even he's amazing player. Then they have De Bruyne in midfield, Hazard, Lukaku, Mertens.
If their attacking strength is elite, but defensively they
Elite.
could be really vulnerable.
I still think they're too good not to not beat Colombia. So
Fair enough.
I think we agree Belgium to go through.
Yeah.
Just
Spain,
Spain.
Egypt, Spain.
Yeah, Spain solely because Ramos is injured, Salah again.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to see that match actually.
I'd like to see
Mohammed.
Ramos get injured.
Yeah. Croatia, Peru.
I would say Croatia.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure Peru also might have a strong.
I think
They're not
I think
gonna
it'll be a
win the
close
World
game,
Cup.
but Croatia they have a really strong midfield
Yeah.
and attacking quality as well. So yeah. So Germany, Serbia. I think we all agree Germany.
Germany.
They're probably the favorites.
Poland,
Poland-
England is interesting because
Yeah.
Poland.
I mean
I would say England.
I wouldn't rush to Poland straight away. 'Cause
Yeah. I think
I
it'll
would
be a
say
close
Poland.
game.
Yeah, it'll be a close game with like Lewandowski scoring of the winner.
Or Kane scoring the winner. You know.
Wait,
Yeah,
let's
that
just
doesn't-
consider this for a second. So who I say England is just gonna make it out, you know? I have a strange feeling with
Yeah,
this.
I have a feeling England will do a bit better when people are saying this time.
Yeah, but I think Poland will edge them. It's not like it'll be like a dominant.
No, my thing. The thing I was thinking of was that England will do really well in the group stages and finish first, and then in the knockouts they're gonna bottle it.
I
I just
actually
think
think
that
the fact that they're playing Belgium in the group stages kind of prepares them for a difficult game like this. Because if you look at it, Poland's group isn't as difficult as because they wouldn't have faced someone as good as Belgium. So I think based on that, England would have had a more experience or more
Dude,
match preparation in that
yeah, I
sense.
think England has also a much better defense when it kind of comes to Poland in that kind of sense. Other
No,
than goalkeepers, they take
Yeah,
goalkeepers aside. They also have a more solid defense. Forwards, you can argue that Lewandowski kind of cancels out Kane in that aspect.
but
And
they
even
still have Sterling. Sterling's had a terrific season.
in
They have
defense they
Vardy,
have
Rashford.
and Piszczek, who are also
they
pretty good.
really only have Piszczek and Bednarek when you think about
Glick, Kamil
They
Glik.
have
Poland and
Glick
like,
as well. But I mean, England do have a pretty
I
decent
mean,
defense, and they had a good qualifying. So even though
Who
that's
did
not
what?
always a good indicator,
Yeah, I'll concede then. I still think England won't do that well, but
what's your
sure.
main argument for that then? Come back to this.
Yeah,
What's your main argument for Poland?
it's not more much like Poland's gonna do well. It's that England aren't gonna do well because if you look at past tournaments, you look at for example the Euros. England generally have a tendency to
yeah. But
bottle
I
it
think
in the
there's a lot
knockouts,
less expectation on this England side, which
Half the
might
time
give them some
England
kind of advantage.
and plus Poland were really good in the
But as
qualifications.
we said before, they had a very easy group, didn't they? Okay,
Okay,
so I think let's move forward.
I'll concede.
Portugal, France.
Quarterfinals,
Okay, so the
Portugal,
finals of the
France.
Euro 2016. This one.
France
France
Wait,
will
will
get the
win.
revenge.
let's not be so hasty on France. Everyone would have said France 2 years ago again, but we all know what
I think
happened.
this time their team is a lot more experienced. They've probably got a better team than last time, so I think they'll win it this time.
Last time they had Patrice Evra in the starting
Last time,
11,
yeah.
and they had Dimitri Payet who's not
Last time
here
I
this
think
time.
Pogba's playing a two-man midfield. They're probably playing a three-man, so
Yeah,
I
it's
think
it's
France will
it's
do
quite
pretty
different
well. The
now.
World Cup as a whole, I think
I
France will
think
go through.
no,
I
but
think
I think
Portugal might
France
have
are
a
still
chance.
playing a 4-2-3-1.
No, I think they've played a 4-3-3 recently. from
No,
what I know.
but like Griezmann and Giroud
No,
together.
but I think they've tested that, and they've tested Griezmann, Dembele, and Mbappe as well as three. I think they've tested
No,
those
but I
three.
think
Isn't
Dembele
Griezmann
will
playing
make
as
the
a
squad for
cam?
sure.
No, they played a 4-3-3 last time. Really.
Yeah,
Yeah. So then it's
Giroud didn't play last time. He was on the
yeah.
bench.
In the last game, he didn't play.
Hmm.
Okay, so I think France to go through the semi-finals.
They'll
Yeah,
get their
same.
revenge.
You sure?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
This I still think Brazil.
yeah.
Brazil.
I think the
Brazil,
squads
Belgium.
are comparable, but the manager is much better, and so is the team chemistry.
I think honestly, aside from Belgium, aside from Brazil, Belgium can beat any other team.
No,
But Brazil
I've
is
seen
the
them
only
struggle to
one
beat
which
Spain or France. I think they have pretty good team chemistry. Those
Yeah,
teams.
I just have this
I
feeling.
like.
So I still think Brazil will
Yeah, so
win.
Brazil.
But if it was any other team, I would have said Belgium.
Yeah, I think they could compete, but I think Brazil just have that extra quality.
And I don't think Belgium's teamwork is actually that good.
Yeah, they don't
against
have the best
Brazil.
team chemistry. So yeah, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Spain, Croatia.
Spain,
I think I'd
Croatia.
say Spain on this.
Yeah, Spain to go.
Yeah, Spain.
Then Germany, England, Germany.
Yeah.
I mean,
Germany.
let's not be so hasty there, guys.
What do you
England,
mean?
Seriously?
England might.
Seriously?
Never
You know-
mind. Germany to go through. I'm being an idiot.
Seriously.
But
Alright.
but let's just take a moment. I think if England reach the quarterfinals, it's not that disappointing. The fact that
Yeah.
they face Germany, so
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
decent World Cup
yeah.
if they reach the quarterfinals.
And there are no expectations.
Yeah, exactly.
At least they'll go out of the group stage this time.
Yeah, at least.
That'll be an achievement for them.
Okay, now the big game.
So
Semi-finals.
France, Brazil.
France,
I'm gonna say
Brazil.
France on this, guys. I'm really gonna say
I
France.
think Brazil.
Yeah,
I think Brazil.
France.
France is really, really
Okay, let's
strong.
give our respective arguments. I think Brazil. I think they have a much better manager. They did much better in qualifying, as we said. South America is a much more difficult league, confederation to qualify from. And I think when Tite joined took over Brazil, they were in sixth, and then they managed to qualify first. So that shows what kind of impact he's had. And like their defense is solid, their midfield, Paulinho, Casemiro.
No, but
Yeah.
now
Uh,
you got to consider France's qualification as well, right? They had a relatively tough group compared to other European things. It's both Sweden and Netherlands, and they both managed to
Yeah, but
transparently. They only
Netherlands had this really, really terrible qualifying, anyways.
I wouldn't call
And
it terrible.
Sweden
Like,
aren't the best team as it is.
They did. It wouldn't be that bad. They merely lost on goal difference. But
Yeah, but if you look at it, Brazil had to face Argentina, Uruguay, Colombia, all these teams, and they finished first, and they were the first team in like the whole world to qualify for the World Cup in any confederation. And I think their manager and I think they make it through to the final. I think,
Yeah, and basically, to sum up the argument, I'd say that talent-wise, France and Brazil cancel each other out,
yeah, yeah,
but in terms of management, Tite outclasses
yeah.
Deschamps.
no, but you can't solely lie
Yeah,
down to
No,
managers.
but we're not saying we're saying
Yeah, but
France and
it's
Brazil
pretty much equal.
quality is
That's
the same, but the manager
Deschamps,
and chemistry of Brazil is much better.
I would say
yeah.
that Deschamps is a bad manager. He
He's
arguably led a very like a not that great of a France squad to the finals of the Euros,
Yeah,
right?
but he
How
lost
is
to
that not a
Portugal. In
bad?
fact.
How is
That was
that
an
not a good
amazing
score?
French squad.
You want to compare that French squad to this French squad? There's
This is
big difference in qualities.
See, the only problem in the last French squad was probably left back.
yeah. And, I mean, they still had an incredible squad.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
They
I think
lost
France is
Patrice
better
Evra
this year.
last time.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
that's true
Who,
still.
who are they playing left back now?
Plus, also you got to
Mendy, I
consider
think.
the big game mentality, right? Do you really think Brazil is going to be able to cope with all that semi-final pressure again, considering what they
Yes,
did
I
last time out?
think they're a lot. Last time they were overly reliant on Neymar. I think this time they have a lot better balance. They have amazing midfielders as well. So I think
And
they'll do much better.
Rohan's question, basically, uh, Brazil recently beat Germany 1-0. So that just shows that, like,
That's in a
those,
friendly. Anyone can do anything in friendly.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
but you have to go off the recent results, right?
yeah, that's the mentality you're talking about, right?
yeah,
Otherwise,
but
they're two separate tournaments. How is it going to be the same thing?
Exactly.
Like the same
see,
logic.
but
And
France has also had very good records as recently. They beat Italy 2-1. They've also beat
Italy
Ireland
didn't qualify for the
recently.
World Cup, so yeah, let's not talk about that.
I mean, still,
No, it's not that. Italy did not qualify because they couldn't beat like Sweden. That was just a one-off game.
Okay,
If you look at if you look at their overall qualification stage, yes, they finished third in their group, but when you look at the overall points of all of the teams which finished third, they were second. They were just unlucky to
who
lose
finished
to
second in the
Sweden,
group
but
in Italy's group?
Italy finished second.
I actually don't know.
Yeah,
No,
Italy finished
it was.
second. I remember.
Yeah,
Italy
Italy
finished
finished
second.
Are you
Spain
sure?
finished first.
Yeah, but okay, let's agree. France and Brazil have probably equal quality, but I think we all know Brazil have a much better manager and better team chemistry.
I wouldn't agree on the better manager part.
Bro, Tite took them from sixth
Yeah,
in
exactly.
qualifying to first really quickly, and France, Deschamps has shown before that he probably doesn't have the tactical intelligence to lead them to win the World Cup or even the Euros.
I guess,
And
but
one
he's
more thing about Tite, uh, he started Jesus over players like Firmino when he was in the Brazilian league. So that
Yeah,
just shows how
shows his
much.
foresight. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See,
While
for Italy, as you
while with
said,
France, Deschamps continued to play Pogba in a two for a long time.
And he didn't play
That just shows,
Griezmann as a second striker till the quarterfinals or something, which is everyone knows that's Griezmann's best position. I'm talking about the Euros, of course, and that shows how naive he is in tactically.
still think France will
No, but
go to
even
one.
let's
you have
just
to look at the teams. The teams are even. We can all agree to that. But the
Yeah.
manager and chemistry of Brazil, the qualifying of Brazil was a lot better. So I think on that they have to go through.
and that
Who's in
argument is
Brazil's
no. I'd
defense?
say there's
Spanish has literally said nothing.
Who's in Brazil's defense?
They have Marquinhos. They have either Allison or Ederson. They have Marcelo, Champions League winner. They have Miranda. They have Thiago Silva. I mean, they have a really solid
They had
defense.
Thiago Silva last time, and was it Miranda who played beside him or
David Luiz.
I think
Dude, last time they had Julio Cesar in goal. They had
Are you talking about the 7-1?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Silva was suspended for that game, and the backline was David Luiz and Dante. Neither of them are selected now. So your
shows how bad the team was. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure based on the midfield, France might be able to edge it through, right? I think I'm not saying Brazil doesn't have a solid midfield, but the likes of Pogba, Kante, Tolisso, and like
Yeah, but if you look at Brazil's midfield, Casemiro, Champions League winner, Fernandinho, Premier League winner, Paulinho, La Liga winner. Shows you the quality and how they're used to winning.
they haven't won the leagues alone, right?
I know, but they've been part of league-winning teams. Pogba has shown that he's been really bad for Man U recently. Kante hasn't had his best season, and Tolisso, he's been good, but I mean, so have all three of Brazil's midfielders. They've had
I mean,
incredible seasons.
if you want to look at individual achievements, Kante has won the Premier
Yeah,
League
I'm saying he's not
twice,
coming
and
off the
then
best form. This season has been his best.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
Fernandinho's had his best season. Paulinho's been pretty good for Barcelona, and Casemiro, as we know, has been vital to Real Madrid's Champions League run.
Yeah.
So I think we have to agree Brazil have to go to the final.
I mean, that's also up for. Wait, what's the other one? You guys just want to come back to this?
No, we'll never finish this if we don't do it now.
Yeah, because now there are just two semi-finals.
Let's agree. Let's just agree now. Brazil have the better manager, better chemistry,
the
better
fans
qualifying.
don't provide any decent.
And
Danish, what do you think?
you haven't made any convincing points.
You'll just say,
No,
I
it's-
still think France will qualify, but
You haven't given any points.
no, it's just it's more like a gut.
We're not going off gut
honestly.
feelings.
There's
I
no-
think
Are you
Brazil to
serious?
qualify.
this-
Retard. We're not going on your gut feelings.
Just go to
Back me up
Brazil.
here. Wait, Danish, come on.
Okay,
Logically,
let's-
back me up here. There's got to be more.
Let's just put Brazil. Let's just put.
Are
Brazil.
you
You guys
kidding
haven't
me?
made that many convincing points. So I would say Brazil, guys.
Fine, let's see
Okay.
what happens in the World
All right,
Cup.
let's go to Spain, Germany.
Germany.
I'd probably say Germany.
Yeah, Germany.
Okay, I think we all agree Germany, but we haven't really discussed Germany as a team. You guys want to do that right now?
Sure.
Okay, so Germany to go to the final. So probably Germany are arguably the favorites of the World Cup, considering the manager and the fact that they won it last time. And
Yeah,
this
they're
time
very-
they've also got Timo Werner up front. They've got a good defense as ever. So yeah, they've got and Toni Kroos in midfield. So they've got a really good team this time.
I think Germany's defense is too strong for Spain to.
Yeah, but you have to look at it like this. Neuer's missed 9 months, and Boateng's also missed quite big chunks of the season, hasn't he?
So Robert, that's happened before as well for Euro 2016. But as you remember, Boateng was really good.
Yeah, but
And
no,
as-
I'm
as
just
we
making a
saw
counter
in-
argument. Germany are good, of course, but they're not. I think they're not as good as they were last time.
No, I would say
I'd-
Spain is good, but I think they're relatively weaker when it comes to squad depth compared to
Yeah,
Germany.
no, I do think Germany will win.
I
this
mean,
match.
this is a different argument, but I think that Germany is stronger with Ter Stegen in goal this time.
I would agree. I think Ter Stegen has to start in goal.
I know, but we all know that Neuer will end up starting for
Yeah.
the first match.
But if you played the captain, so obviously you start.
Yeah, of course, but I think that's a big mistake.
I don't think it's a big mistake because Neuer,
I think Neuer will do
He'll do
well.
well, but I still think they should start Ter Stegen.
like Ter Stegen deserves it, but it's not going to impact Germany.
Yeah.
maybe.
And let's all just talk about Leroy Sané being left out of the World Cup. What are your
That's
thoughts
one
on
of
that?
the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life.
I
I
think
know
KJ has an interesting opinion on that. You want to elaborate?
Julian
KJ
Brandt.
never has
over-
interesting
Juli-
opinions.
That's okay, sure.
Julian Brandt over Leroy Sané.
Who even is that?
That's
But Julian Brandt is more suited to the German system compared to Leroy Sané. If you saw Leroy Sané play in any of the games for Germany, he pretty much always struggled. But yeah, I do agree that he deserved to be in the squad, but it's not going to be a major loss for Germany. For sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, I think we agree that might be a pretty bad decision by
I
Lowe.
still think Royce
So
will start.
what are the left
over
other than
any
Royce?
of them.
Do they have any other strong left wing options?
I think Draxler
Julian
playing
Brandt,
left.
Julian Brandt is a good fit for Germany per se. But
And Draxler.
yeah, no, Draxler plays centrally. He was the captain in the Confederations Cup, and he
Yeah.
played.
Confederations doesn't really count, right? They took a mix of their B and C.
Yeah,
team.
and they still won the tournament. That's the point.
Yeah, shows their strength in depth. Sure.
Yeah. And Draxler was basically the captain.
Wait, is Ozil going to start for Germany? Does anyone know?
Probably.
Yeah, he should
be.
probably.
Yeah.
They'll probably play a 4-2-3-1, where like Khedira and Kroos in midfield, like they did last
Yeah.
time. And then at like the free role, Muller will play.
Yeah.
And the wingers probably Royce and someone. I'm forgetting. And up front it will be.
Won't Muller play as a right man?
No, yeah.
Right.
Sorry. Yeah, Muller will basically play as a auxiliary right mid, but he'll keep.
With Ozil as cam.
Yeah, Ozil.
With Ozil as cam.
Muller will start as a right winger, but basically
He'll
play
drift
like
inside.
Yeah,
And
And on-
Timo Werner up top.
most sure.
Guys, is Spain's only backup keeper Pepe Reina, or is there anyone else?
No, they have Kepa.
No, this Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Who is?
He's a
That's
decent
this
keeper, but
Athletic Bilbao keeper.
yeah, he's actually good, but still.
So I mean,
Career
I think
mode
this is just one
beast.
of the things to emphasize Germany's squad depth, right? Because their backup keeper plays for Barcelona, whereas I mean,
Yeah, but you can't
yeah,
discount Spain's defense. They have De Gea, probably the best keeper in the world. They have Ramos, Piqué, Jordi Alba. I mean, that's a pretty solid defense if you look at it.
But we saw them crumble before.
Yeah, no.
But their attack,
Yeah, it's pretty
do
shocking.
they actually have
Yeah,
someone?
like they don't have a
Do they have?
striker.
Yeah, so okay, let's put Germany through to the final then.
They have Diego Costa. That's it.
Even he's like,
Costa's not going to start first of all.
Isn't
yeah,
he?
like
Who
they've
who
tried
will
a lot of
replace him?
strikers like Aspas, Rodrigo.
For Spain.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alvaro Morata did not
put
I
Germany
I, I know
anyway.
actually.
Morata's not going to start, but like,
He wasn't selected.
Morata is not in
He wasn't selected.
no, I
the
mean,
smart man.
are they for the friendlies?
So obviously.
Yeah, let's just go to the finals. Brazil, Germany. That's a big one.
Okay, straight off the bat, I'm gonna say Brazil.
I'm going to say Germany because
Germany.
Germany, I think.
Okay, well,
I mean,
I'm
can
just.
I at least
I'm
make my
just
argument for Brazil?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I would say Brazil have a more balanced squad. I think man for man, they are pretty even. But if you look at it, I think Brazil, Neymar, Jesus, and like Coutinho, Willian up front versus Werner, Royce, who's kind of injury prone, Özil, who hasn't had the best season. So you can see that not kind of clicking. And Germany's like, as I said before, Boateng hasn't had a full season. Neuer hasn't played for quite a long time, so that might count against them. At the same time, playing someone like Sami Khedira, I mean, I'm not saying he's bad, but compare that to probably like the three-man midfield of Fernandinho, Casemiro, Paulinho, or whatever they decide to play. That probably gives them the edge in midfield. And their players probably have had better form going into the World Cup. Although you can't say that's the only reason they're going to win. But considering the season their players have had, they might. I think they'd win the World Cup personally.
Firstly, Sami Khedira had a relatively good season, and whenever he's played for Germany, he's been really good. Like in the World Cup as well. Uh,
Yeah, but that World Cup was 4 years ago. You can't use that to judge.
No, all I'm
yeah,
all I'm gonna say
still,
is
but
Germany's
this is
defense
a
is.
national team, then you can't really use club form.
No,
You can't
I
show
mean,
club form to determine
not
who will win.
not solely club form, but you can tell the kind of the frame of mind and like the form the players in based on how the season he's
Yeah,
at.
but then you have to factor in national form firstly more
Yeah,
than.
but do we really think Özil is going to light up the World Cup, guys? I mean, he's had a shocking season.
see,
I
one
mean,
of the main things here is the mentality, right? I mean, you're probably gonna get pissed off at this point, but we all know that 7-1 is gonna be at the back of Brazil's mind.
I think that's what's going to make them win. To be honest, I think that feeling of revenge, the fact they're beating 7-1 in their own yard. I think someone like Neymar want to prove everyone wrong. So I think that'll spur them on to win the.
I think you have to look at it more logically, right? The moment Germany score one goal against, like hypothetically, if it's 1-0, right? I think Brazil are just going to buckle under the pressure
Yeah,
of knowing what's
exactly.
going to come next,
I
and like
don't.
their defense is going to get
No, but if you
wobbly.
look at it, the team is so different from last time. Jesus wasn't at that World Cup. Fernandinho, I don't know if he was at the World Cup. Casemiro wasn't at the
He
World
was starting that game.
Cup. Whatever. Thiago Silva didn't start. Marquinhos didn't start. Ederson wasn't there.
Marquinhos won't
Allison.
start right now.
And for Thiago Silva, for the third place match against Netherlands, he did start.
That was I'm talking about
And
the 7-1 game, dude.
7-1 game. Even if you disregard that, your point is that with Thiago Silva, Brazil can do better.
No, I'm saying
But
the
even
team is
then,
so
they
different
lost.
from last time that they can kind of get over the demons that they were really bad against Germany. I think they can get over that because their team is so different. So some of the players won't be haunted by that day.
It's
Is
not
what I'm trying
really
to say.
that different. Like their squad is largely, other than like Jesus and a few other.
Neymar didn't play that game. Casemiro didn't play that game. Jesus didn't play that game. Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, Ederson. The half the team starting 11, you could argue, didn't play.
But
Paulinho didn't
but
play that game.
Germany is a
is
well-oiled
Brazil's
machine. Like
Yeah, Germany are a machine, but as we've seen before, sometimes going back to back for World Cups isn't that easy. So maybe that pressure might get to Germany, knowing that they're the favorites.
I mean, but the 7-1 pressure would firstly exceed that, right?
No, I don't think that's pressure. I think that's motivation for Brazil to do better.
I mean,
And arguably Brazil that
that's
7-1 was because there are too many expectations on them, and the fact that they're missing key players.
No, they were terrible. That's the
They were terrible because of they were missing key players and they were overly reliant on Neymar and stuff like that. And he wasn't. in the
I
team.
don't think Brazil's attack is as strong as to penetrate Germany's defense. I really rate Boateng and Hummels in for Germany a lot, and even though Neuer and
Yeah, but left back
even though
isn't
Neuer and
really that
Boateng,
good, is it? It's who's it? Jonas Hector. He
yeah,
isn't.
Hector.
I mean, the best left back if you look at
But
it.
Germany won the World Cup with Howardus playing at left back.
Yeah, but
No, see,
he's not Howardus. He's Jonas Hector.
Who's playing?
Yeah,
Who's
so-
playing right back for Brazil? Who's
Zuraba,
playing
at the
right
same
back for
time,
Brazil?
what
Danilo
your
and
argument?
Fagner.
Yeah,
See, your
exactly.
argument also has a
Fagner or
there's like
Danilo.
big lack of veteran experience when it comes to it, right? From Brazil's like a lot of players haven't been there before.
Yeah,
Like,
like-
I have the experience of winning big tournaments. Casemiro has that experience. Neymar has that experience. Jesus has had it.
Yeah, but look at Germany's 23-man squad. They have Boateng, Neuer,
Yeah,
they have
but experience is
Ozil,
not
Khedira,
the only
Kroos.
thing that's going to win you the World Cup, is it? We saw Spain in 2014. They had a very similar squad to one in 2010, and they did so bad at the World Cup.
Exactly, but I'm saying Germany's squad will be able to cope with the pressures of World Cup higher because a lot of players have already been involved and they know what it's like to win finals. And taking additions from the Confederations Cup that happened last year, right? You also have a lot of players who know what it's like to win big trophies for the national team, whereas Brazil really hasn't won anything over the past couple of
Yeah.
years. I'm
Yeah,
not
but if
saying-
you look at it, Germany are missing some key players from the last time they won the World Cup. They're missing Bastian Schweinsteiger, who was like a warrior in midfield. They're missing they're missing leaders in the team, you could say. Philip
No,
Lahm,
they-
Bastian
but they-
Schweinsteiger,
they-
Miroslav
they-
Klose.
Again, but I feel like the whole could be relatively
They've replaced
covered up,
every
right?
single player with pretty much a like-to-like replacement. Like Philip Lahm.
I'm talking about the leadership, dude. I'm talking about the fact that they're missing those personalities.
Yeah,
in the
but
dressing
like
room.
then if you look at it, veteran those players who were 4 years younger have now become leaders, like Boateng, Hummels. At that time, they were relative youngsters, but now they've become experienced veterans who are quality. Nevertheless,
Yeah, I'm not discounting
Even-
that. I'm just saying I
even
think
even Muller,
Brazil have
who's 29.
quality.
Werner is also Werner has been exceptional for Germany. He scored like 7 and 10 in
Yeah, but so has
major
Jesus
competitions.
for Brazil, Neymar for Brazil. They've all been exceptional.
No, but I was talking about Thomas Muller. He's 29, and in the last two World Cups, he scored 5 goals each.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he's definitely experienced in that regard.
there's no denying they have a great team. I just think Brazil have
And they do
star
have
quality.
they do have experience. Plus, they have winning pedigree and a more experienced manager, which might be helpful. Not necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, Lowe does know how to win World Cups, and they have done well. But look at something like the 2016 Euros. It showed that they were obviously like them and France were the favorites for that, and they didn't perform to expectation, you could say.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it
that
shows
was a
that
one-off thing,
experience.
right?
It shows that experience isn't gonna assure them to win this. or
But if you
anything
look
like
at
that.
it from there, they've improved a lot in the next 2 years.
Yeah, so have Brazil. That's what I'm saying.
They had Mario Gomez up front. Like,
Yeah, Brazil had Fred in the last World Cup up front. Shows you how much better they've gotten.
yeah, fair.
But anyways, I guess I've been
So-
outvoted. So
Yeah, so let's vote again if anyone wants to change their mind.
Nah, I still think it's going to
So-
be Germany.
okay,
Yeah,
can't wait to
I'm
prove
gonna
you
stick
all
with
wrong
Germany.
when the World Cup is over. Never mind.
So this is it for our predictions.
So, guys, in conclusion, I hope you all enjoyed this edition of Brown Boys Talk Footy. So, just to recap, we've discussed who's going to win the awards, such as Golden Boot, Golden Ball, and Golden Glove, as well as discussing who all are going to win, the World Cup, as well as who's
Only one
strong.
person gonna win the World Cup, dude. Not
One
football.
person, one team, dumbass.
Oops.
Who all are in contention to win the World Cup, and
Yes,
we've also
that's
justified why. So I hope you guys really like this video of Brown Boys Talk Footy, and make sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Okay, and comment as well.
And compliment his accent. Yes.
Okay, bye guys. See you for the
That
next
accent
video.
is-
Let's just talk about the cuddle buddies of our grade, Harsh, Vardhan, and Guillaume.
Harsh and Guillaume, man.
Thank God Guillaume isn't there for this video. He probably think England wins the World Cup.
He'd get too sensitive. He'd say
Yeah.
something dumb like Brazil's gonna get knocked out in group stage. We'd all roast him. He'd leave the video and say, you guys aren't
India will win.
he'd say you guys
Super.
aren't my real friends or something. No, he just-
Abe, fuck everything else. This is going in the bloopers. The last one about
Rohan,